When you host your application on AWS and integrate with an external API, there are a few production issues that can occur as your traffic grows. In production, getting to a quick resolution is critical since any problem could be impacting real-life customers. Stripe provides Workbench, a next-generation debugging tool to help you quickly get to the bottom of these kinds of problems. In this video, let's look at one common issue and how you can debug it quickly by using Workbench. Imagine you have an application that calls a Stripe API endpoint more times than expected, even though the code only makes a single API call. Why would that happen? If you use a highly available compute service like AWS Lambda, which runs in multiple availability zones within an AWS region, there are edge cases that can result in your code being run more than once. Anytime you use any compute service that doesn't have an exactly once guarantee, you can find that this happens. If your Lambda function encounters an unexpected error or a transient network issue, the service may automatically retry executing the code, leading to multiple API calls being made. This can happen even if your application code doesn't explicitly retry the call. You might not see this type of issue occur in dev or testing, but under the heavy load of production, these types of long-tail issues can appear. If this happens, you can use Workbench to detect this behavior. Workbench is a browser-based tool in the Stripe dashboard that takes advantage of the logs that we automatically generate for you. In Workbench, go to the Logs tab and search by the resource ID to quickly filter the logs for a specific request. You can use additional filters to drill down by HTTP method and API endpoint if needed. In this example, this AWS-hosted application calls the v1 prices endpoint multiple times with the same payload. The idempotency header is different for each request, indicating that it either hasn't been set correctly or hasn't been used by the client. Once you've identified where these duplicate calls occur, you can take corrective action. It's generally not possible to completely prevent them, but the good news is that you can stop them from having unintended consequences by setting the idempotency header when making Stripe post-API requests. This allows Stripe to recognize and ignore any duplicate requests that it may receive. Stripe's get and delete APIs are already guaranteed idempotent, so the idempotency header is not needed for those. Next, I'll show you another issue that can be difficult to debug from your application logs and how Workbench can make it faster and easier to find and resolve problems in production. My name's James Beswick, and I lead the DevRel team here at Stripe. For more learning resources, visit stripe.dev, and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel.